and welcome to a voiceover that I haven't done in a long time. But I'm actually doing one again because I wanted to talk about this theme a little bit. I was really excited. It took me forever to figure out what theme to do for September, as it usually does, but it took extra long this time. But finally I settled on this kind of dark academia aesthetic theme. I wanted to try to recreate that aesthetic in my bullet journal. I know it's mostly a style of dress, so it was kind of tricky, but I think it came out really, really good, and I'm really proud of it. I think it's really pretty. It was fun to do. I had an excuse to buy stamps, mostly so I could do this quote, but also for the titles of my pages and whatnot. It's mostly a lot of muted color schemes, things like books and coffee and doodles. What's it called? Anatomy, that's what it's called. Lots of quotes from literature and famous academic people. Debussy I've got a quote from. I've got a quote in Latin because it sounds cool. And I really like this theme overall. So as you might be able to see, I got kind of lazy with the calendar and only put down washi tape. I tried to emboss September on it, but it didn't like going on the pen, and I've learned that it's really hard to do lines with this because I had originally wanted to do the calendar lines in my little foil quill thing, but it's really hard to see, and you'll see me struggle with it here too, so I just kind of made a bunch of random lines, but it looks cool. But it is kind of a struggle if you're trying to make straight lines exact measurements with it, just a heads up. Was probably the hardest page to do out of this whole setup, just because it took so much detail. It wasn't really even detail, it was just a lot of little minute things like the decoration on the books mostly, but it took a while, so it was kind of time consuming, but it looks really pretty and I'm really happy with how it looks in the end, so I think it was kind of worth it. My finances tracker, as you can see, is pretty simple. I changed the layout a little bit, but it's essentially the same. I got rid of some of the boxes that I don't need, and I added in a log so I can see what I spend my money on. So that's a little bit more useful, and so I'm going to try this setup and see how it works. But I did like the kind of Alistair method type thing. I just adjusted it a little bit to what I think will work better for me. I'll give you a brownie point if anybody in the comments can tell me what the quote says. Google Translate is cheating. So here you can see me struggling to draw anatomy and also struggling to use my stamps, but it's a Da Vinci inspired page, kinda sorta, I guess. A lot of dark academia is anatomy sketches and studies of things like that. And then my brain dump and stats page, I forgot to put a slash and I realized that, but we're not going to talk about it. It's kind of like my cover page with the cup of tea and books and such, and then the other things are just charts, because charts are kind of academic anyway. And then of course I've kept doing the old page texture. So here is the final flip through. I really like how it all came together, and I'm really excited to share it with you guys. So if you enjoyed this setup, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.